Hey everyone, in this video we will talk about context, and context are a really important concept in DAX when you're trying to understand DAX. So in this specific video we will talk about two contexts. So one is the row level context and the other one is the filter context. So what is a context? Context refers to an environment in which calculations are performed and visualized. The results of the formula change to reflect the selected data. So what it essentially means is that how you perform calculations and the value or the result of those calculations are determined by the contexts. So for example, if I just create a formula and the value of the formula depends on certain other factors like the data I've selected or the filters I've put in, that becomes a context. And the value is calculated in terms of that context. So let's just now move to the next step. So we were talking about the row level context. So this applies to calculated columns and measures when iterating over rows in a table. It is the context in which a formula is evaluated for each row of a table. So for example, if you created a calculated column that multiplies two columns together, Power BI applies that formula to each row independently, creating a row context for each calculation. So these formulas are calculated row by row. So let's say for the sake of example, you've got a net profit, which is the difference between sales amount minus the total cost of the product. Now this will be calculated for each row separately and that then in that case becomes a row context, that value is getting calculated row by row by row by row. So that's a row context. Now moving on to the filter context. So this context refers to the set of filters that are applied to the data when a calculation is performed. So it determines when data is included in calculations and visualizations based on the filters applied through slicers, cross-filtering from other visuals, or direct filters set on the visual itself. So for example, if you have a filter that shows sales data and you apply a filter to show only sales for a specific region, that filter context will affect the calculations and visualizations within that visual. So this will, let's say you have other filters and it will take into account those filters, but then it will also put this other filter on top, and that's a filter context. So let's make it clear in the next example. So I've got an example here. So row level, so like I was talking about profits, so fact internet sales amount minus total product cost. So that's an example of row level context. So it'll get calculated row by row by row by row. And filter level example, so it could be, let's say I want to calculate the sales for all bikes. So that's pretty much it. So even if I have filter on year, it will show me the amount for the bikes for that particular year. So this, in a way, is a filter level context which gets applied on the actual calculation and filters out the result of the data set. So this is pretty much the two concepts I wanted to cover, a row level and a filter level concept. And I will take examples in the next few videos, one for row level and the other one for filter level, to make this clear. So I hope you find this video useful, and thanks for watching this video. Please do like my videos and let me know if you would like me to take any specific topics. Cheers, bye.